welcome to Young Kids League the One YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button down below and turn on the bell icon. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section.
So we saw the conviction of Honorable Bowman Lusambo today under the Forfeiture of Proceeds of Crime Act of 2010 today. His two properties have been assessed and the court determined that 22 million worth of property for Bowman Lusambo was not practical. He obviously got money from proceeds of crime. Now, whoever crafted this under the MMD, this act was never about confiscation of proceeds and property derived from serious criminal offenses, because the government doesn't have to prove that there was a crime committed. All the government has to prove, from what I saw today, is that they just have to prove that the money they gave you as government, or whatever taxes you've paid to government, they reflect that your income cannot exceed this much and cannot be that much, so you cannot own that. Basically, just on that suspicion, you are off to court. You're off to jail. That's how bad this law is. This law was not crafted in the best interest of society, but it was crafted in the interest of politicians that want to punish other politicians, right? I'll give you an example. This year we saw, is it not this year? I don't know, 2 years ago, I don't know, when President Hakainde Hichilema's daughter got married, right? We were informed that she had gifts in excess of 2 million kwacha, right? Was that money receipted? No. Was that money crafted, signed for anywhere? No. Okay, and if she went to court for proceeds of crime, what evidence would she produce that these are the people who gave me these gifts? Nowhere. Okay, nowhere. It would just be word to say, I received these gifts at my wedding, right? And that's what Bowman Lusambo today, I heard from the judgment that the judge was giving, that he had said that, look, I was a politician and I've been a politician, and under the MMD die-hard mobilization team, I handled millions of kwacha, and it was from that money that some of this money ended up with me, and it was from other business engagements that I handed this money. And sadly, most of the time, we don't keep receipts of transactions from years back, right? Organizations that you work for, if they close, you can't even go back and say, can I have those statements redone? It's really hard. So these are the laws that, as we come together as the opposition, we need to ensure that these laws are eradicated from our system. My other concern is that 22 million kwacha worth of property is too much for a minister. So clearly in this nation, we are supposed to be extremely impoverished. That's what it meaning. We are supposed to be extremely impoverished. If you ask me, I think Bowman Lusambo, the thing that he should have been charged with would have been by ZRA to demand that maybe he had not been paying taxes from his personal businesses. But this whole forfeiture crime thing is just, in my opinion, is just a way of fixing each other by politicians, which is not safe. Because it's not safe because it's about fixing your friends, basically, about fixing your political opponents. It has nothing to do with justice. Again, political parties do not have to inform the nation or the country, or to inform government about their financial resources, right? And political parties do not receipt every transaction, right? And we have heard by testimony from President Hakainde Hichilema himself that there are even deals and dealings that these political parties have with business organizations, right, that may not be documented. President Hakainde Hichilema informed the nation that he was talking to First Quantum Minerals when he was in opposition at airports, at toilets at airports internationally, because he didn't want their meeting to be misunderstood, so he said. Now, the thing is that if you come today in 2025, First Quantum Minerals is enjoying tax-free business transactions. They don't have to pay anything to the government of Zambia. So what does that mean? Right? What that means is we get to ask ourselves, what were they discussing, and what is President Hakainde's government thanking First Quantum Minerals for? Because for you to get this free taxation, come on, because it doesn't benefit us, it benefits FQM and does not benefit the Zambian people. Why are we doing something that doesn't benefit us? Or now, when President Hakainde shares a story about engaging First Quantum Minerals in toilets whilst in opposition, then it makes us deduce or assume that, oh, this guy's entered some form of deal. Maybe he was funded by the same institution, and now he's offering them an opportunity to mine our minerals for free at the expense of Zambians. This is how it works. And we don't know how many of such deals he signed. We don't know this what was it called? Vendetta. Okay, this issue of the vendetta coming back into Zambia. We were told by ECL prior to the 2021 elections that President Hakainde Hichilema and the vendetta company were having deliberations, and money was being asked for. More money was being asked for so that it goes into winning the election. And President Hakainde Hichilema was on record before, prior to the 2021 elections, calling the President Edgar Chagolungu, then late now, that he was lying. Okay? That he was lying. And when President Hakainde was sworn in again, he said he would not bring back vendetta. Okay, and then the same President Hakainde Hichilema one day came into Parliament and said he was pleased to inform the nation that vendetta is back in Zambia. So again, we ask ourselves, that meeting that former late President Edgar Chagolungu spoke about, that President Hakainde Hichilema UPND, then in opposition, was in talks with vendetta about further funding, and with the promise that the vendetta would be brought back after they win elections. When we sit in retrospect now, it's actually like it's true. And if tomorrow President Hakainde Hichilema is charged for suspected proceeds of crime, will he be able to prove anything? Well, first of all, we don't even know what he's worth because he has refused to declare his assets, even after promising Zambians whilst in opposition that he would lead by example and declare his assets because people must be audited. And yet he can't be audited because we have no idea how much he had before. So whatever he's going to strangely amass today, we can't tell the difference. It's just like being a crook, what has happened here. That's how it looks like to me. My opinion that this is being a crook. You don't want to tell people what you own, so that whatever you're going to amass, you claim you are legitimately owning it because people don't even know what you initially owned. Okay, and this is a businessman, a shrewd businessman we hear. And we all know businessmen are all about making money. So we know he's about making money right now as president. You cannot lie to me and tell me that this businessman, who is a shrewd businessman, suddenly grew philanthropy in his heart. No. Even these donations that President Hakainde Hichilema is now donating all over the country, the 1.3 million we are hearing he gave the churches in Kitwe, the UCZ, all those are just maneuvers to hoodwink us as a people. The Patriotic Front Secretary General, Honorable Raphael Nakachinda, an SG in whom I'm pleased, because when it comes to offering guidance and pronouncements, he's unapologetic in ensuring that we as the opposition listen to the cry of Zambians. And he was very clear. He said the Zambians are crying out for unity amongst the opposition. And he said it starts with the PF finding itself with leadership and then working with other opposition parties to create leadership for the nation. He said our duty as politicians is to respond to society. So the people are saying we want you to unite because they want us to heal each other, not to fix each other. So these kind of laws, like the ones which has seen Bowman Lusambo be on limbo in losing his properties that he worked hard for, we should not have that. We should not have vendettas against each other to destroy each other's financial base. It's being wicked. And then we even enacted a law to suit our wickedness. It's not right. It's not justice, because according to my understanding of how politics works, and that money for politics in Zambia is not audited, neither is it double checked by government or ZRA. So now tell me, how will anyone prove what they get from the political space? They're wired. It's like you have lost before even starting. How will Saniso prove that the mine was given to him for free? Right now he can be celebrating, but tomorrow